and our content. It's going to be interesting. It says they're going live.
Okay.
It says it's happening. We're here ridiculously early.
Yep.
Because we just can't help ourselves.
We are who we are.
We are who we are. So, hello.
Hi.
Kayla Lords.
John Brownstone.
Of Loving BDSM, where we help kinksters like you have happy, healthy power exchange relationships. We are here for our weekly live stream while we record our audio podcast, and we are available on all major podcast apps every Friday. We are here 13 minutes early. If you are here for the stream and you don't like chit chat and all that, you got time, go do something, make a snack, get you a cup of coffee. If you arrive after the stream but before I put timestamps in and don't like idle chit chat, fast forward by 13 to 15 minutes, you're good. We're here because we just can't help ourselves. I just stay like that. Give folks time to get here. High blown deuce, by the way. I mean, yep. See, everybody always forgets the testicles, and the one thing you don't want to do is forget the testicles.
No.
It's a very sensitive spot.
Yeah.
I feel like it's probably right up there with people who couldn't find the clip with, a flashlight, a map, and a tour guide. Hi, JB. Hi, Amanda. So, yeah. Hi, Cecil. What else can I say? Hi, Silent Wing. Is it so fluffy? Is it so fluffy, that you could die? I mean, Amanda, so do I. I feel it's sad to say this is the closest you've gotten to a penis, and other than your own, in a while. Yeah. Hi, Ruse. Hi, Missy. I know we're not sure how quickly we're going to get demonetized today. We've done really, really well the past several streams. Mm-hmm. We've been monetized eventually. It's been great. Thank you. Okay, Smoke 'em. Okay. Obviously, I know who you are, but I couldn't remember online names, and so I couldn't tag anybody to say thank you, but yes, we got it, and I don't know who was more excited about it. I really don't know who was more excited about it. We weren't expecting anything, and obviously this was a very pleasant surprise. Mm-hmm. So we get the box out to the car, and JB is ripping into it. I thought he was going to use his teeth, but he just used his keys to rip into the box. Thank God you were careful. And we're standing in the parking lot of the post office, and he pulls it out, and he goes, "Oh my God, this is amazing!" And then we fell over laughing, and I know the people at the post office are like, "What is wrong?" And then we hurriedly put it back in the box and snuck it inside because we weren't ready to answer questions. No. And then it's become our mascot. It kind of sits here at the recording area when we're not sitting here. Mm-hmm. And the 17-year-old has already declared he will be taking a picture with it. And I went, okay. Hi, Davey. Hi, Andre. Hi, Mr. Spock. Hi, Tayshu. Hi, Kylie. Yeah, this is so fucking amazing. Right? Every time I look at it, I just go,
right?
It's a giant, mostly anatomically correct penis.
Yeah.
Does it bend to the right, left, center? Like,
a little to the right.
A little to the right. Okay. Don't forget the testicles. We had this conversation. There you go. The fact that I love it. I freaking love it. Yeah, it's so cool. I was talking to somebody else, shout out to Glowbug, and we were talking about dildos, and I was like, I think it was Glowbug I was like, I'm really tempted to just start a dildo collection, like just like up as decor. Just put them up. Clearly this will be the centerpiece of said collection. So hi. Yeah, we're here way, way early. This is a very long butt rub. Also, is it really a butt rub? Or look, the content of today's episode will already probably get us demonetized.
Yeah,
so why not start with a gigantic purple penis?
Right. Come out of the gates.
Yeah, exactly. Andre, we are happy to have you here because, we feel you on rough moments and needing the getaway from that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was that was that. And now, oh God, I need you to take a picture of our view right now of this. We need to name our penis. I mean, not our, like, the purple penis. I'll
put it up on
Discord. Yeah. So what I see right now that JB has put our giant penis away, is the bottom of said penis and the bottom of the testicles. And I feel like it's trying to teabag us. I'm not completely opposed to that. It's a look.
I'll put it in the crafting.
Andre, I never do. I never pay retail for my sex toys. Mr. Spock, do you want to know what's hilarious? That card, Sassy Since Birth, came from my mother. And I went, oh, shit. Okay, yeah, she does know me. I opened it up. We have, is it a good, bad, maybe it's a neutral habit, but is it strange? I don't know. We send each other multiple cards for any occasion where there's cards to be exchanged, because invariably we see multiple cards and we go, that makes me think of her. My mom does it to me. I do it to her. It's just, there was one year I had to send a large manila envelope with 4 cards because they were all just too good. This year I got the sweet one that made me want to cry. And then I got the one that the moment I pulled it out of the envelope, I just started laughing. I was like, fuck yeah. I need to put that on a shirt. So, yeah, Mr. Spock, I think it is all, there's something in the air. It's just, there's something going around. Some people are getting upper respiratory infections and the rest of us are getting fucked over. Hi, Richard, by the way, but also that was perfect timing.
Right.
Because Silent said our purple penis looks like a Richard, and then Richard showed up. Richard, how would you feel about a giant purple crocheted penis being named Richard? I don't know. Maybe we need a poll. If I get enough name suggestions, I'll create a poll. Maybe at our next monthly hangout. Yeah. We'll decide on a name. New merch ideas is right, Mr. Spock. If I could just figure out how to have another 24 hours in my day, I would be on top of it. But I get to spend my time putting out fires, like websites that don't want to load properly. Busiest shopping time in the freaking year, and nobody can buy from us. Whatever. They can now. It's fixed. But last night, they could not. I'm still...
You're still tender about that, aren't you?
I'm gonna be. Tell, yeah. I'm gonna be.
Yep. I don't blame you.
Yeah. No, I think Sassy Since Birth and anything that says sassy I could do that for Loving BDSM's Etsy shop. Also, I found my old stash of It's Fine, Everything's Fine, I'm Fine postcards, and I think I'm going to put those up on the shop. Plus, I had extras of all the goodies we did for the Patreon membership drive. I think I'm going to put those up on the Etsy shop. So yes, merch. Plus stickers. So many stickers. Stickers. So. Well, Rara, we're glad you're here.
Right.
Hi, Michelle. Richard. That is funny. Tall Richards all the way around. They're just coming out of our ears now. Hi, Amora. God, we are here. Do we have anything other than giant penises?
Hello, everyone.
There you go. You've been waiting.
Yep.
You've been waiting.
Yeah. That way I can get as many people as possible in one fell swoop.
I always feel a little guilty because I kind of have my own mental cutoff for when I stop paying attention. And then invariably people don't get their personalized hello and it bothers me. And then what'll happen after that is I'll see somebody that I know, through Discord, Patreon, whatever. And I'm like, oh my God, hi, that person. And I've ignored all the people between my cutoff and that person. Yeah. And then I feel guilty because I'm a people-pleasing, anxious wreck. So, fun times. You know, Silent Wing, I will say, if you ever need a new one of those, you know a person, so I got the hookup for you. You're good. So, yay, Junie!
Yay!
Hi, Melissa. And Michelle, you can ask us something. We don't usually answer questions during this stream. You can also email us. Our contact info is on our website. Everything's linked in the description box. That might be easier. So we got 3 minutes. I got nothing.
What do you mean you got nothing? You?
Nothing. Well, I mean, the things I got, I'm gonna probably complain about in the bonus section. I mean, thank you, Melissa. I found the right method for not washing it very often and what I wash it with to keep the color going, but it's already fading. Even though I'm 6.5, 7 weeks in.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, you got that little juju juice that you can use in the shower to kind of.
The color bomb?
Yeah.
The juju juice. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to let the person who does my hair know that is not a color bomb. My daddy says it's a juju juice. That's a very expensive color bomb for somebody who's about to change her color. And I am. We've had 2 8-week sessions of purple. We're going to go to a new color. I'm calling it my winter color, even though winter will not actually be here for like another month, 2 months, but whatever.
Yeah.
So, hi, Eva.
Well, winter is a ways off for us, but minter is coming.
Yes. Okay. I refer to my mom and my aunt as the sisters. I'm in a bit of a group text chat kind of hell with them on our channel, and then on like multiple ones where they've grouped me in on other people, and I'm like, it's constant. But the sisters one of the sisters just sent a link about Starbucks new holiday cups, which I think was also talking about like their coming flavors. And it must have been my mom, because my aunt immediately went, yeah, but they still don't have enough sugar-free, which I feel her on that.
I agree, yeah.
Starbucks is way pulled back on sugar-free flavors, which kills me because, quite frankly, many people I know a lot more people who want sugar-free than who don't want sugar-free, myself being one of them. So, yeah, I'll have to, like, dole my peppermint mochas out sparingly because I can't modify it. But if I go up the street to our very expensive local coffee place, which I adore, I bet I will be able to get sugar-free.
Mm-hmm.
Lola, are you trying to talk to us? Mr. Spock, we get about a week of winter. It is the week I can wear my thickest jacket and my boots simultaneously and not sweat at any point in the day. It's about a week. It's about a week.
Yeah.
Now here, we're more central. It's 10 days. Down when we were in Tampa Bay. Yes, ma'am, we hear you, Lola. When we were in Tampa Bay, it was a week. I remember because I got a week of walking Saki back when we had Saki and he needed to be walked.
Yeah. And
I could put my boots on and my big thick like wool jacket on, and it was delightful.
I mean, here we're a little further north, north central. So we do get a little bit more winter.
A little bit.
Yeah.
We get more lows, which are nice, but then once the sun comes out, you're like, okay, we're taking off the jacket. This is
like in Tampa Bay, it's very rare to get frost. Here we get frost.
Yeah, here I have to some mornings go out and warm up the car before we're going to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of nice. So. Okay. It's 12:01. We should probably get started.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hi. We are doing something I've been kind of wanting to do, and then I lost all the stuff that I thought was going to help us do it, and then I came across another one, and I went, hey, we'll do it this time. And that is something I found on Instagram inspired this episode. A relationship therapist who is apparently really big over on TikTok, but I see him on Instagram, had a reel of 8 spicy questions to ask each other to heat things up. And I went, oh, I'd like to try that. So that's what we're going to do today. Talk more about that once everybody's in. We do have at least one link for the shirts we're wearing. My I Need a Spanking, which is factually accurate. That shirt is from Kinky Cloth. Link down in the description box. Kink Bruises or Good Bruises is from Ignixia's shop, but I did not see it there, so that design might be gone, but there are some really good designs there. There were a few I was like, oh, I would like to own some of those. Mm-hmm. And we have coupon codes for both places if you're interested. No pressure, just for anybody who gives a crap. Okay, so if we entertain you during this at any point, we'll have a thumbs up. If we don't completely scare you off, you would like to come back for more and you haven't already, please consider subscribing.
And then go ahead and ring that notification bell so you get updates of new content.
Just do what Daddy says. And if you like what we do and want to help us keep doing it, because this does take time and it does take money, it does take effort, and we appreciate any support we can get. There are multiple ways. During the live stream, we have, what are those things called? Super chat things. Feel free. Mm-hmm. It's a one-time thing. You don't have to worry about it. You can join us on Patreon if you want to do a monthly thing. We have a membership join thing here. We are way behind on. You could join that way too. There are ways.
There's a thank you button.
There's a thank you button. I did turn that on. Yeah. So if you're ever like, yeah, they made me laugh, they helped me, they taught me something, they helped my relationship, and I got a few bucks, feel free. Feel free even more now because shit's been wild lately. Anyway, so I'll complain about that in the bonus section.
Of course you will.
I think that is it.
Okay.
You can hit the button and we can get into it more fully.
Okay.
So multiple disclaimers. You're about to turn on the fan.
Yes.
And if anybody with a really good ear is like, what is that noise and that pitchy kind of noise in the background? The 17-year-old is home and he is practicing his euphonium and he is practicing scales and he is going hard on his practice because not only does he have things he's trying to do as a senior in high school, he's also trying to get into different colleges of music, figure out which one will give him, let him in.
And in order to do that, he has to...
So lots of playing in the background. And there was...
I want to say audition. Is that the correct word?
Audition. Yeah. So I can hear him clearly. I don't know how much the mics pick up. But if you were like, what? Is there a noise I'm hearing? That's probably him.
Which is why, it's funny, your shirt, I need a spanking. I know you need one.
I really do.
I was intending to give you your birthday spanking today because your birthday weekend was so busy and our week started out so busy. I was intending to do that this morning since we do tend to play a little bit on Wednesday mornings. But I was shocked when shortly after you left, I heard the front door opening and I thought, oh, why are you back so quickly? And I went to the front of the house and there was the 17-year-old. And he's like, oh, things happened and I'm home for the day. And like, inwardly I smiled and said, oh, that's nice for you. And inside I'm, yeah.
And he's only home because his band director isn't at school today. They couldn't get a sub. And so his option would have been to go sit in the media center and not practice any musical instruments or go home and practice. So he came home and practiced, which I admire him for. But yes, it has impeded our playtime and my birthday spanking. So that has nothing to do with today's episode, and we've already gone off on tangents, and we're not even into the episode. Woo-hoo. What's funny is we told ourselves for this topic we would actually try to be concise, so
yeah.
But let's get into it with announcements first. I finally wrote this one down.
Good. About time.
We're going to be in Orlando at the Woodshed, amazing BDSM dungeon that we both love, on November 19th for their shopping extravaganza. It's a kinky vendor market where multiple kinky businesses will be out selling their wares. It is free to get into the Woodshed for that show. If you were to come like for the party that night, you would have to pay for that. But to get in, to just walk around and shop or not shop and maybe just look at a dungeon for the first time in your life, it will be free. It's from 3 to 7 on Saturday, November 19th. If you are where you can get to Orlando and the Woodshed and have ever wanted to come, or if you're traveling that way, or hell, if you are from our area and, would normally go to the Woodshed anyway, come see us. Come say hi to us. You don't have to shop from us. I mean, am I going to do my best to convince you that what we have is amazing and you totally need to own it? Of course I am. But mostly if you just come say hi to us, we'll be very happy. We also plan on because, wow, we like to make life hard for ourselves. With basically 2.5 weeks to go, we plan on debuting 2 brand new products in that show as well, and having them ready for Black Friday. So that'll be fun. Woodshed in Orlando, November 19th. If this is an area local to you that you can get to.
Between 3 and 7 p.m.
Then come see us.
Yep.
Okay. Next announcement. I would like to thank Beducated for sponsoring this week's episode again. Yay! Beducated is an online learning platform. It is the sex version of all those other online learning platforms that you usually hear about in sponsorships on different videos and podcasts. Yeah, but this one's about sex and kink and relationships. And it's one of those self-directed class things, like you pick the course you want to take and then you take it at your leisure. And if you've got to stop and get interrupted and can't come back, you start right back where you were. Lots of videos. There might be some reading, there might be some listening, but it's a lot of video oriented courses taught by people who actually know their shit. A lot of the kink courses are taught by Lola Jean, who is a I think sex therapist, kink educator, and a pro dom. So somebody who knows what the heck they're doing. And in the month of November, if you sign up and you use our code LOVING, you'll save 60% instead of the usual 40%. It's like their Black Friday sale all month of November. You get 24 hours for free to like check it out and see if it's what you want. And then use the code SAVE 60% off, and that price is good for the life of your account. Okay, so it's not a 1 month, it's not a 1 year. You get that all the time. And their kink classes, I want them to have more kink stuff. I really do. But for people who are trying to learn some like skills or sexy things or kinky things that I know it can feel like everybody knows how to do, and you're like, no, but actually I'm just a little baby beginner here. I got some stuff for you. They've actually got a class on choking taught by Lola Jean. Erotic spanking, which I guess is different from not erotic spanking. To me, spanking is spanking, but I get it if you see your spanking situations differently. Wax play, fisting. They have a couple of courses on anal. I don't consider anal kinky, air quote that, but I know some people do, so they kind of put it there together. That one I was talking about previously on body bondage, which the way I looked at the course, it's like, oh, you're gonna pin me down, I'm here for this shit. And then play fighting, sort of like that wrestle back and forth, like there might be some pinning, but it's some back and forth pinning down of that kind of stuff. So Beducated is the place to go. Link is in the places. If you sign up, November's the month to do it. That's the best deal that they've told us about since we started working with them. Use the code LOVING, save your 60% in the month of November, and go get more educated about relationship stuff. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Beducated, for sponsoring this week's episode. Okay. So, I have been wanting to do episodes that did not require a lot of extra brain power from both of us at the same time while you've been recovering, and you are well on your way. You're much more yourself. Little things here and there we're still dealing with. But also, I wanted to find topics that felt like fun to do, because we can get into some heavy topics, and my short list that is waiting to be scheduled, I've got some big heavy topics. And I spend a lot of time on Instagram in Reels. I don't go to TikTok. I just don't care. It's not anything against TikTok. Everybody's cross-posting to Instagram. I don't have to go to TikTok. And I tend to, on my not at all relationship sex geared account, tend to find relationship advice and therapy advice and all kinds of like, oh, okay, you're following me anyway. And I have been watching Reels from somebody who apparently is pretty big on TikTok. The account name is Therapy Jeff. Name Jeff, is it Gunther? Maybe Gunther? I'm not sure how he says his last name. He's a relationship therapist, and he makes pretty good Reels where, in a real fast-paced way, he's like, think about these things, talk about these things, ask each other these questions. And he's got a couple I've saved because I'm like, I would like to answer those questions with JB. This was one of the ones I've saved that you went, oh, yes, let us answer these questions. And
well, the other one you showed me was actually very good
it was
too.
very good, but very deep.
I'm
So
just
deep.
not in the headspace for those questions
So
as of
deep,
yet.
right? These questions, I was reading them to you to remind you of what they were, so we could actually maybe answer them, and in less than 5 hours. And I started blushing reading them, probably because I was thinking about what my answers were. So part of this is one, because it's just fun and lighthearted, and these are legit spicy questions. These are spicy questions that can absolutely be adapted to kink relationships, because they're kind of neutral in terms of they're not just for vanilla, they're not just for kink, but it's also, for me, it's a good reminder that non-kinky relationship advice definitely has value when it comes from people who don't think they have the answer of what your sex life should look like, what kind of sex you're having, who you're having, and not even sex, because as we know, kink is not inherently tied to sex for everybody. But
Right.
The questions were like, oh, I could definitely see me and my kinky self answering this, just as I could see somebody who's like, whatever purely vanilla, put big old fat air quotes around that, whatever that means, I could see somebody not kinky answering these questions. So that's what we're going to do. If you would like to see the reel and hear the questions for yourself after we do this episode, the link is in the places, so you can, if you're on Instagram, you can watch it. If you're on TikTok, I'm pretty sure you've probably already even seen it. If you follow Therapy Jeff, or if you get on the therapy side of any of these social media platforms. So we're going to try really, really hard to just answer the question and not give like a shit ton of commentary or psychoanalysis, and just answer the question. So we're asking each other. I'll read it. You go first.
Oh, okay.
The pressure's on. And then I'll answer the question. Okay. Here we go. So remember, these are specifically, air quote this, spicy questions to heat up your relationship. It doesn't matter if you're towards the beginning of a relationship, in the middle, you've been together for 50 years. The idea is that potentially these could get you thinking about things.
Okay.
And it's been working, just so you know. Okay. What part, JB, of your body do you think is the hottest, and why? And it's about hottest with sexiest,
Yeah.
thing you like best, whatever.
Okay. This was one of those questions that, when you threw it out at me earlier, for a brief second, I was like, oh my gosh. And then the answer just like, one of those things, like the answer just pops in your mind and you're like, oh yeah, that's definitely it.
Right.
Without a doubt.
Uh-huh.
So, to me, hottest part
of your body. Oh yeah,
my
your
hands.
hands. Oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah. And your forearms. Keep going up to the elbow, and even the bicep. Just the whole fucking arm. Yes. I agree. I concur. Yes.
And it's been proved, I hope, because I can bring pleasure.
Already
from
blushing.
like the Tom gave you a sensual massage.
Oh yeah, I'm still thinking about that. You could do that again in a heartbeat.
And to the point that they can bring some fun pain, from spanking, pinching, and any of those things.
They're your tools.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would definitely. Oh god, and you've got veins that pop out in the tops of your hands, and my god, oh my god.
Tell us how you really feel about them.
Oh, okay. So it's my turn.
Yes.
What part of my body do I think is the hottest, and why? There was a time when and I guess in some ways it still is, but I'm unhappy with it, and that's my own issue that I need to work on. I would definitely say my ass. My boobs, when they're in the right bra and are like the shape you kind of think of with boobs and cleavage, yeah, that can be kind of nice, but for me to get them where they need to be, that tends to be uncomfortable. So I don't always feel very sexy when I'm like trying to highlight my boobs. But there was a reason on my personal Instagram, most of my pictures used to be butt selfies. because when I can kind of cock my back and hip a certain way, I love how my ass looks. I love how my ass looks in certain pants. I love how it looks in certain underwear. I love that is where you're going to hit, grab, pinch, rub, touch the most. Yes, thank you. More of that, please. Maybe not the pinching, but you know what I mean.
Oh, come on. The pinching gets such
That's
nice
your sadist
reaction.
talking. That's your sadist talking. What's happened, though, over the years is I've become even less active than I ever was before, and as the body has changed going into from late 30s into early 40s, I am less enamored with different parts of my body. I'm starting to become more comfortable with just the fact of what my body looks like, but I don't inherently go, oh, that's a sexy part anymore, which is one of many reasons why I don't take many butt selfies anymore. Also, I'm like real tight and tense, and like I can't swivel to take the butt selfie anymore. Not like I used to be able to. I'm pretty sure my butt's gone a little flatter than I like. But I've never minded. Well, as an adult, I've never minded having hips and a big old booty. I mean, more cushion for the pushing. I'm here for that. But so yeah. I don't know how you feel about my ass.
I love your ass. I mean, you to me, you have always had an ample ass. Your ass is quite
There's
ample.
lots of it.
And it is perfect for grabbing, for spanking, and, lots of different things. Even butt rubs.
Yes, which I adore a good butt rub.
You do. You do.
Okay, next question.
Okay.
What's a spicy fantasy? You can put kinky here if you'd like. A spicy fantasy you want to keep in your head and never try, but it's a fantasy in your head.
This one I've had to give some thought to.
Partly because we kind of live lives where if we have fantasies, we can usually try them out.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think the one that I came up for this is one I've had for a very long time. I think I have mentioned it once or twice before. I'm not sure. Probably have to dig way back in the archives maybe. But it is something I've always been curious about. Doubt I will ever get to try it. So it's,
Okay.
After all these years of living up there in the head, it's probably going to be one of those ones that just stays there.
Sure.
Sensual pegging.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like there could come a time you had a partner who would peg the living shit out of you and be sensual about it.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I mean, is it one that it's not one that you want to stay in your head? It's just one you've kind of resigned yourself to, though.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Makes me a little sad for you,
Well,
but also I'm not your girl for that. So
really,
we've had this conversation.
I know. It's just something I've been kind of always curious about.
I feel like I need to play sexy matchmaker for you now and find you somebody. Because it is something, to be clear, it's not something that you're like, no, I'd be fine if this stayed in my head. I can't actually imagine doing it. Make sure I'm understanding. It's more that you're like, the opportunities never come up and it may never come up. And so it's... Yeah. See, the fixer, people pleasing, fixer me wants to. I'm not gonna. That would require talking to people, but just saying. I feel like maybe this is something we could manifest if it's what you really want.
Yeah.
My fantasy is one. It's staying up in my head. I mean, I'm sharing quite publicly, but no, I will not act on it because the level of trust and comfort I would have to get to is astronomical. So it is very much group play. Me and just a bunch of very sexy penises. Or just not even penises, I think just lots of masculinity. Definitely. But also publicly. Like, publicly put air quotes around that. So, like, at a dungeon for a big scene where it's an appropriate place for kinky play. Yeah. Definitely group sex. I don't love this term, but I know it's kind of the term, the gangbang kind of thing. Like, how many orifices do I have, and how many things, how many hands do I have, and how many people, and sort of that becoming the literal, like, both the center of attention, but the fuck toy that's like not. Yes, it's for my pleasure, but it's really not. And in the fantasy, this is why it would always have to be fantasy. It's yes, the pre-negotiated, this is what I'm willing to do, and this is,
Yeah.
but beyond that, it's all fair game, and like I stopped, air quote this, having a say, so there's a level of consensual non-consent there. To have that level of trust and comfort with you took us a very long time. Could I get that level of comfort and trust with one or two extra people? I believe so. It would take a while, but I believe so. A massive ass fucking group? No. That is one that will just live in the memory banks and will just be brought out at different times. But yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. It makes me smile to think about.
It's a nice color you got on your face. It kind of matches your shirt there.
It's a very nice fantasy to think about, but when I try to be like practical, like, okay, could we make this happen? No, I would never. It wouldn't even get to the point of backing out like right after it's been negotiated. I wouldn't even get to that point because my laundry list of all of the it just could not happen. Okay. So, this one, it's not meant to be a power exchangey kind of question.
All right.
But because I'm asking you, it feels a little bit like it is, which is, what do you, JB, want me to think about while I masturbate? What would you like me to think about?
I mean, the little fantasy you just had.
Okay. I'd probably play with a whole hell of a lot more dildos if I didn't think about that one.
Well, I kind of remember when we played around with that, when we got a number of dildos.
Yeah, we kind of had like a threesome fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah, where there was just the two of us and then a very girthy dildo. That was delightful. That was delightful.
So yeah, I think that would be...
Glad I made your job easy.
Hey.
So now it's my turn.
Yeah.
To answer the question,
Okay.
What do I, Kayla, want you, JB, to think about while you masturbate? So my submissive answer is whatever turns you on.
No.
I know. You know, it's hard because there is a part of me, not a huge part, not like the overwhelming part, but there's a part of me that's like, I would like you to think about me and think about whatever kinky things you'd like to do to me. But I also am perfectly okay if you think about other people, other situations, other types of sex than the kind of sex we have together, other kinks other than the kinks we do together. Like, I don't have I want you to think about whatever is the most gratifying and gets you where you want to be in that moment the most. I would like to be in that list. Like, I'd like every so often for whatever you're thinking about to be me, whether it's me riding your face or me bent over the bed or me doing whatever it is you think is really hot and sexy when I do it. Like, but I don't need to be all of those thoughts. Because I can kind of tell when you've been thinking about me in that way, because you become a bit more handsy. You become a bit more like bump and grind, like that. Like, I'm standing at the kitchen sink washing dishes and you're like, hey, baby, you know, whatever. And while I do not have the personality...
Let's make dishwashing sexy.
Right. Well, I do not have the personality to be okay with being approached like that every moment of every day. The occasional bump and grind approach is very nice. I don't know if this is a signifier that you've been thinking about me sexually, whether you've been masturbating or not, or if you're thinking about me in a not necessarily sexual way, but a loving way. But I do love, since we're talking about bumping and grinding, when you'll come up behind me and kiss the back of my neck, like at random. I've never asked, and it doesn't actually matter. I enjoy it no matter what, but like, do sexy thoughts or masturbation precede that, or is it just, I was thinking I loved her and so I will give her a quick kiss?
Combination of all of the above.
Okay, I'm good with that. So yeah, I don't need to be all of your masturbatory fantasies. That's a lot. That's a high expectation for how many different ways you can think about what you'd like me to be doing. I don't need that kind of pressure, quite frankly. I don't think you do either. But yeah, I just want you to think about whatever gets you off. Okay. Just slot me in every so often is all I ask. That's all I ask. Okay.
Next.
Okay, this one. Will you, please do if you can, give an extremely detailed answer about what your favorite, I think what he was talking about sexual position, but I think we can slot in kink position. Like, what is that position you really enjoy?
Okay, this is another one of those, like, the answer just like
It
was
just
there.
comes to you.
It no nothing to think about or hem and haw about. It just is. Doggy.
I was thinking it too soon. Okay, give me your details. Oh my God.
Number of reasons. Can get nice and deep. All right.
Oh, I don't have a cervix anymore. I wonder what that's gonna feel like. You can't hurt it if it ain't
That's
there.
true.
Ooh.
Huh.
Anyway, sorry, got
For
to
science. Bye, folks.
We've got science to do now. Go ahead.
The fact that from that, I can spank you. Okay. I can rake my nails down your back. I can pull your hair. I can reach around and give you pinches. Okay. Lots of different reasons. Yep. So, shoot, there it is.
Okay, so that was totally my answer. Yes to everything you said.
Okay.
But also, there is something about, first of all, it's also, other than what it does to my poor knees, it is a more comfortable position for me than like a missionary where there's weight on top of me in that way. That, I tend to get like claustrophobic and then panic attacks. So no. But also, maybe it's because of the way we do doggy. It feels like we get to tap into our primal side a bit more. Like, it's a rougher sexual experience, which is up my fucking alley. Totally my fucking jam. But also, I tend to feel more submissive in that position. Like, you have bent me over and are like fucking me from behind, and I have literally no control. All I can do is hope my thighs will like not give out at the worst possible moment, even though we do have our sex wedge. But I have found that I actually like how I can get an arch in my back when I'm just on my knees. Let me add stronger thigh muscles to the reason I would like to work out more. Check that. I do. I love the sensation. I love how deep you can get. I love it. I like the noise it makes, except when I start queefing. I fucking hate that. Oh my God. I like when your balls are slapping. I love the sensory experience. I love the way it makes me feel from a kink perspective.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we're on the same page about that one. Good to know. Okay, here's a question for JB to answer. If I, Kayla, was not in the mood, no, I'm asking it backwards. If you, JB, were not in the mood, but you wanted me, no. Let me ask the question as if I'm asking you. I'm getting it backwards.
Right, you are. You just need to ask the question.
I was doing it right the first time.
Yes.
If I wasn't in the mood,
right,
and wanted you to get me there,
okay,
what would you do to turn me on?
Okay.
Oh my God. Are we confessing secrets right now?
I would have to say with you, one of the big things would be a soft touch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. With you, after all this time, I know I can't just come at you.
It gets my anxiety up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I go, what's wrong?
It would have to be a very slow, sensual, like a soft massage, a soft touch here, a light touch there,
A butt rub.
Yeah, butt rubs.
I mean, I think that's part of why butt rubs are like totally my jam. Yeah.
And that would kind of get you relaxed.
Yes, you definitely have to relax me. Am I the feral animal in a cage that you have to come at very slowly and cautiously with? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. You dead on. You
like Onyx.
Yeah, but she's more skittish than I am.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
but still,
with the right butt rub, she does raise that ass up.
That's right,
so
she does.
We are kindred spirits there. So yes, I agree completely completely. That is absolutely 100%. And you forget sometimes because you get excited and you
I
get
do.
in your own headspace and you come at me rough and I'm turning around
I'm like
I'm
ready
ready to
to
throw hands. I'm like, what the fuck?
I know.
All the submissiveness flees my body. And when it's like, oh, would you do fight, flight, or freeze? Clearly fight. I'm either cranky or I'm jumpy or I'm like, what the fuck? Or I just have to go, no, that's not what I want. And I always feel bad when that happens. But so, okay.
So now
You ask the question because clearly I get it backwards. Ask me the question. It's that one right there.
If I wasn't in the mood and wanted to get you there, what would...
So I'm not answering this as a cop-out. I just, from experience, you respond very well to soft touch too.
I do.
You respond very well to touch in general. I can rub the top of your head and you basically purr. If I kiss your neck, you do a little shimmy shiver thing. And if I'm like trying to communicate, no, I mean for this to be sexual, I just grab your junk gently. Like I don't like yank on it or anything.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
And as we said at the very top, sorry podcast listeners, you would have missed this. This was the first beginning of the live stream. I never forget the testicles.
Yeah,
and there's something about that. Like if I just touch your dick, you're like, yeah, you touched my dick. Look at that, ha. But if I go in for like balls, it's almost like you're like, oh shit, she's serious.
She's serious, yeah.
But it tends. I always start out slow and soft. Mostly because I do have the tendency to accidentally hurt you just by like existing in the world, and these arms and hands start flailing, and next thing you know, I've punched you in the gut, I've punched you in the balls, like you're in pain and it's not sexy anymore. So I start soft, but for you, I think it's just both just touch in general, because that's one of your love languages anyway.
My top love language.
Right. And if I go for the money shot, you're like, well, hello there, yes. Because if I reach for your hand, or if I rub your shoulder, or if I kiss your neck, you'll go, oh, she loves me, and we might be done.
Right.
But if it's like we're trying to move to the next level, I there's only one spot to really go. And then you know, and I know, and we know together. It is fun to feel your dick get hard under my hand. Like, that's a feeling of power that I really enjoy. I don't feel in control or powerful like in a domination way. Like, it's just, no.
Yeah, because once it gets there, then you don't know.
I'm like, hot potato, I don't know what to do now.
What do you do now?
That is your job to figure out. That's the agreement we have.
That's when I jump in and take, But
I do fucking love feeling your arousal in that way. Now, let's be clear, erections do not automatically constitute arousal, but in that context, when we know what's happening, it's delicious and I love it. Okay. Is it warm in here?
Fan's not doing its job.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Okay. Next question for you, JB. What were some of your fantasies when you were younger, and you can decide how young you want to think of here, and do you think they've influenced what turns you on now?
I've talked about this in passing with a few people, and I've seen a few memes about this, and I have to kind of say, when I was young, I always used to, watching the Saturday morning cartoons, especially, things like Underdog and all these things, and the heroine was getting tied up and put on the train tracks.
Did you want to be rescuing the heroine or tying the heroine up?
Tying them up.
Okay. Hey, either one can touch a fantasy, so.
Not necessarily to put them on the train track part.
Right, you don't want them to get hit by a train.
Right.
You weren't trying to rob a bank.
No.
Right.
No. But yeah, there was something about that just kind of like, I like that. I don't understand why I like it, but I just like it.
Now, here's a secondary part of this question, because it kind of goes into what it's applying about. Do you think they've influenced what turns you on now? It's a chicken or egg situation. Were you kinky, and so before you even had language for it or even understood your own identity and your own desires, and that was just a manifestation of something you would understand later as an adult? Or did you happen to just see that at a formative moment and go, oh, okay, I'm here for tying up, and then later go, oh, tying up is kinky, so I'm kinky now? Like,
I don't know. I honestly don't know how to answer that. I do know, later on, My early girlfriends, I tied them up.
Consensually.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
yeah.
We know that,
Yeah.
but let's just let it be said.
Yeah.
I watched this cartoon and I would like to try
No.
it.
It was definitely consensual.
I have a childhood fantasy I need to try out with you. It involves a rope.
And you know, even at that point, there was no internet. There was no,
Sure.
you know, easy assimilation of knowledge of this, and didn't quite understand it. You know, I was using things like my robe sash. You know, ties, things like that, to bind them. So, you know, did I understand there was a kink world out there? No,
Sure.
I did it because it was something I had, you know, kind of seen and was like, oh, this is, you know, and did it that way. I did not understand there was an entire lifestyle built around it at the time.
Sure.
So,
I mean, that all tracks. Yes, I would say that the things you fantasized about were turned on at a young age have absolutely influenced your turn-ons and kinks today. I would say the same for me. I don't remember how young I was when I started, like, going, yeah, that's a turn-on. And I did not fantasize until I was in my late 20s, early 30s, before I have a memory of having an actual, like, sexual fantasy where I was doing something where it would have been like, ooh, this is kind of sexual, like masturbating or whatever. I just know what I was drawn to.
mm-hmm.
And I know kind of where it started.
Okay.
When I was very young, I was like 8 or 9, and I wanted to read my mom's romance novels, the Bodice Rippers.
Yes.
That I'm sure there were exceptions to this, but the vast majority of them were damsel in distress, has all of her agency taken away, must be rescued by a man. He absolutely will overpower her. Oh, she's going to sass him all right, but eventually she's going to succumb to whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to live happily ever after. I was told I couldn't read those, so of course I found a way to read those. And it was how I learned about sex, even though I didn't understand half of what I was reading. And I was absolutely... At that young age, I didn't understand that I was turned on. I was too young.
Mm-hmm.
But as I got older, I just knew I was drawn to the stories. Yeah. My earliest fantasies were absolutely the damsel in distress, been kidnapped by the bad guy, but the very, like, in control, domineering man, because that's what, you know, that's how I thought about it. That's how I looked at it. Came to rescue me, but also he was, like, in control and in charge of the whole thing, and like the not having a lot of power in the situation. Right. I've always been drawn to that. But I also enjoyed those Bodice Rippers where, oh, the pirate kidnapped her and then she fell in love with the pirate. Like, is that problematic? Of course it is. But also, I find that shit hot. I don't know what to tell you. And I have, since I remember reading those books, before I understood what I was feeling, the main character being completely out of control, at the mercy of somebody else, finding that redeeming quality in them, but also they're really good at sex, so, you know, there's the redeeming quality right there, and then allowing herself to be controlled by them, and then also, you know, forming an attachment. And is it
Stockholm syndrome?
Therapeutically dangerous? Sure. Is it sexy to me? Also, yes. And yes, when I look back both on the things that I was drawn to sexually and then the fantasies I kind of would have, and then just how I like maneuvered through life, both sexually and not sexually. Oh yeah, submissive runs deep. I don't, it's, you know, it's, and it still occurs even when it's not a submissive thing, it's just a bottoming thing, or it's just a sexual thing. Like we said, I'll get you hard, and then I don't know what to do. That's not my job. I'm waiting for somebody to take charge. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're almost done. This is question 7 of 8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to ask you this question.
Okay.
What's the best part about making out with me? Now, making out, I feel like we're like 17 again.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say like any fooling, air quote, this term too, fooling around. Like a,
2 things.
okay.
2 things.
Oh, God, okay.
One, the cute little noises you make.
Which I then make more because I know you think they're cute.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other one being the way you squirm and...
Is it your sadist that enjoys that? Because I'm usually squirming because you're like probably pinching me.
Well, yeah, it is. It is.
Well, yeah.
Of course it's a sadist in me.
Of course it is.
But not just for that reason, but, you know, because there are certain times when you start squirming around like that, you know, I get to restrain you with my arm.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and hold you.
I love a good hard, like, let's just talk about making out from the kissing kind of thing.
Yeah.
If we're kissing and you like hold me tight, don't let me move, pin me down. Whoo, yes, I'm here for that. Always here for that.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add to that?
No, those two things.
You asked the question to me because you know I get confused.
Okay. What's the best part of making out with me?
So it is that it usually turns very power exchangey very quickly because I can start like to kiss you or to whatever, to touch you or whatever, and you will absolutely like take control. Thank God, because it's going to be a very short episode if you don't. But I do like that when I touch you in just the right spots, neck, chest, junk, whatever, you make little noises.
I do.
And your whole body relaxes. Like it's part of goes back to that we start with soft sensual touch with each other, and I like that. But then I'm gonna start looking for ways if it doesn't immediately like appear, I will absolutely start touching you. You go, bitch, stop! I'm in charge here. I'm doing that on purpose. That's the whole plan. And sometimes so then the touches will get more aggressive, or I'll bite, or whatever. But I like that, especially after all these years, we've learned each other so well that we kind of know how the other will respond, or we can anticipate it. And so as long as we're on the same wavelength for those moments, and that starts because we started slow and built up and whatever, I can do those things, and it's the signal of, okay, come on now. I'm gonna need Big D and Sadist to show up.
I will tell you, there are other times, a lot of times going to bed at night. This one will try to touch me in certain places that she knows she could get a reaction out of me.
Oh, I fucking love getting a reaction out of
Right. And doesn't always work, does it?
Fucking hate that. I know you do that on purpose too.
I put it on lockdown.
I know. I fucking hate that shit.
And you just go nuts. And what I love about it, you try even harder.
I do.
And still get nothing.
I'm a persistent girl. I do.
You get no reaction.
I do.
And you try harder and still get no reaction.
It's very frustrating.
And you're just a writhing mass of...
And you're the sadistic side of you is like, fuck yeah.
I'm just sitting there grinning like a Cheshire cat.
I know. Fucking hate that part. That is the part I do not like about making out with you. It's not my favorite part. It does not bring me joy.
Right.
Okay, last question.
Okay, all right.
What's something you've never done before that you'd like to try with me?
I had to give this one a little thought. Because, like you said earlier, we live a life that we pretty much can do what we try the things we want. And I think the one thing I thought of is I have often thought it would be cool for us to have another couple to play with. Mm-hmm. And, not just sexually, but in a kink
Sure, yeah.
way as well.
Mm. So, anything you want to add to that? Okay. So that kind of goes along with the what would I like to try with you that we have not tried yet.
Okay.
And it is definitely to add more people to the mix. I need those to be masculine people.
Okay.
Now, that's not completely true. If we're talking just kink, like there's no sexual energy, purposeful sexual energy, then I don't care their gender. They need to know how to do some impact. They need to have their own like special like whatever toys, techniques, like experience. I'm here for it. Gender and all that does not matter for kink because it's about how that feels.
Right.
And yes, I would definitely love to have opportunities to do scenes where people that they don't have to be my best friend and the most trusted person that I know, but somebody that I vibe with and I'm like, yeah, you're allowed to come near me when I'm semi-naked.
Right.
Yes, scenes
Tag team your ass.
Oh my god! But they have to understand I need a warm up, and if you go too hard too fast, then I'm gonna tap out, and then it's no fun for anybody. We got it. Like, come on now.
Oh god, you're whining about something that hasn't even happened yet.
I'm nothing if not consistent. Now, sexually, I would also like to bring more people into our life, but I would also like us to get to where we're having more regular sex before we try to introduce any damn body.
True.
And in that case, then I want very masculine energy there. Top energy, they don't have to be a dom, but I like, like I need somebody to deal with me as a top. They can deal with you however they like. I don't care. But masculine top energy, that's my jam. Because I don't know how to respond to anything else, and I don't want to respond to anything else like that. It's taken me so long to get to this point where I'm like, that's definitely it. But we should probably get our own sex life started before we worry about that. But
I'm working on it. I'm getting there. I'm getting, getting better.
I know.
Getting better.
I know. I'm trying to let you recover, and also I'm trying to find my libido. She's been hiding for about 4 fucking years. So whatever. But because when it comes to the kinks, the actual physical kink acts or even sex acts that the two of us can do. We try the things we want to try.
Right.
The things that impede us tend to be, can we afford the gear that's required? Do we have the time, energy, and body capacity for it? Like, physically, can we do the thing? Yeah. But beyond that, there's not a whole hell of a lot that we're like, oh, we wish we could do that with each other. That's just the two of us. Yeah. And so, yeah. See, because it's funny, knowing that I have you in my life, I feel like I could expand into more casual sexual experiences. On my own, I tend not to do I'm not a hookup person. I'm not a one night stand person.
Wired that way.
I'm just not wired that way. But especially, God, if the sex is going to be good, I'm going to be pissed if it's not going to become a regular thing. Like, why do I want to have it be amazing and then never get to do it again? Like, what is the point? But knowing that I'm coming home to you no matter what, I feel like I could be more casual in those ways. But also I love the idea of being like legitimate, genuine friends with somebody and also having that element and having that ability over time to build the trust that you build with closer relationships. I'm married to you. I don't need to marry anybody else. I'm capable of loving more than you, but I also know that the connection you and I have, as my own children have already said, Mom, you're going to be fucked up. And I said in 30 plus years, yes, when Mr. John is no more, I'm like, you're damn straight I will be. But yeah, like, to get, like, I could do a lot more together with you than I could ever do on my own, because that's just how that's been working out over these past several years. Certainly sexually, and also kink-wise. Yeah. Okay. Those.
That's all the questions.
That's all the questions, and some of them got me all like verklempt. Like,
I noticed that, yeah.
Some got me going, oh, that's right, I am into that. That's right. And then some really got me like I actually thought, like, experiment, like, to look a little deeper. It wasn't just like, yeah, fuck me over the, like, it meant more. And I don't know how the answers to those questions would differ from a early stage of a relationship to where we're at almost 10 years of knowing one another.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about sex on some level and kink on some level since we met, essentially. Right. So, you know, that would be interesting to see how the answers can change and evolve over time as well. It was definitely, there was an intimacy there. There was an added intimacy, I think, because we do have the shared experiences and we can each go, oh, yeah, you do that, I like that, blah, blah, blah. So it feels less about discovery, which I think the original intent for these questions is sort of to discover stuff if maybe you're not talking about sex and kink in your existing relationship or whatever. And to me, it's more of a reminder. Yeah. Which I would say, as somebody who has, like, misplaced her libido for literal fucking years, if you yourself are kind of in that position and you're like, how the fuck do I get it back? I'm not going to lie. Like, am I ready to go, like, jump on top of him and ride him? No. I mean, mostly because my legs couldn't handle it. Anyway, and there's a camera on. Wait, and it's YouTube. Anyway, my point is, if you yourself are like, do I even remember what it's like to feel aroused anymore? What the fuck? Maybe these questions could, like, especially talking to the partner you want to be fucking that you haven't been, because arousal is not always easy. True. So, yeah, if you want to actually see the reel or TikTok, but from my perspective, it's a reel, where these questions come from, I've linked to that Instagram post in the places. In the show notes, because I don't think it would be safe for YouTube, but in the show notes, I will list these questions. So by Friday, when the episode comes out on podcast apps.
And I'm sorry, when you said his last name, all I could think of was the Ice King in his...
Therapy Jeff is much warmer and more personable and less literally insane than Ice King, but yes.
True, yeah.
Yeah, the Penguin Gunther. Yeah. Who was actually a multi-dimensional being,
correct,
if I recall.
Yeah.
Sorry, we are now making Adventure Time references. If you are unfamiliar with that, we streamed the whole series on Hulu? No, HBO Max. Which one did we get that into?
Hulu.
Was it Hulu? We got the whole series on. And they were by different parts amusing, and also I felt like we were all on an acid trip with many of those episodes.
Oh yeah.
But now, yes, we do tend to make Adventure Time references in our daily, like, vanilla life. Yeah. Apparently that show had an impact on us. Pardon the pun. Okay, so Silent Wing made a point that I made to you earlier, but I'm going to say it for everybody who might not have seen Silent Wing's comment. Silent Wing says, gotta admit, after sitting through the whole episode, JB's new squishy, which is a crocheted purple penis, which is fucking amazing, is not what's going to get us demonetized on YouTube. You're right. And we knew that going in.
And we probably need to age restrict this one too a little bit, maybe.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We are going to do a bonus section. Before we go into the bonus section, a big thank you once again to Beducated for sponsoring this week's episode.
Thank you.
Link in the places. If you sign up in November 2022, you get 60% off with our code LOVING instead of the usual 40. Okay. So, are you ready for a bonus section?
Are we good?
I don't feel like I can look our audience in the eyeballs.
Girl.
I could barely look at you, but that's because I'm undressing you with my eyes right now and staring at those hands and forearms. Just saying.
Anyway.
Are
we good?
I don't know. It's not for me to decide.
Okay.
Keep it kinky, y'all. And we'll see you next week for some other shenanigans. Daddy.
Yes, baby girl.
Can I talk to the crickets, please? Please don't say I have been talking to them. I've been talking to you. This was our conversation. Okay. May I talk to the crickets now?
Go ahead.
Thank you. Saying shenanigans just made me want to go shenanigans out of nowhere. I can't remember remember the reference for that, but there's a reference for that.
Yeah, and I can't think of it either.
Okay,
right now.
good. Yes, let us. I'll probably update the places, show notes, and YouTube video to say this is the TMI episode. Technically, they're all TMI episodes, but for anybody who is made uncomfortable about sex, this would definitely be TMI. It was illuminating.
Yeah.
I'm glad we did it.
I'm too.
I
knew it would be interesting, and yeah.
Yes, and I like where Therapy Jeff and other mental health practitioners who are on social media do things like this, where they're like, think of these things, answer these questions for yourself, and I'm always interested in them. So if anybody else is interested in this, not just always about sex, y'all, we may do more of these.
Yeah, and I like that he just doesn't tell you what you should be doing, but makes you ask questions to make you think.
Yeah, he has both a podcast, which I have not listened to because I'm so far behind on listening to all my other podcasts, and I'm not adding anything new. And also, apparently, he's on Patreon, where he goes into like more in depth on these things.
Okay.
But I just like his page on Instagram, anyway, and that's I find him interesting. So. Therapy Jeff. Thank you, Therapy Jeff, for your 8 spicy questions. If you do this with your own partner, probably be in a private place where you can take your clothes off, because there were a couple times I was like,
you were like,
is this sexy? Hi libido. She's just like putting the telescope thing up out of the submarine from wherever she is,
seeing if there's any light above.
Not actually coming out. No, let's not be silly. Be turned on, feel arousal, want to have sex for sex's sake again. What? I don't even know that life anymore. So, do we have anything for the bonus section?
Yeah.
When it's my turn, can I bitch about something?
Don't you always?
Well, yes. But you look like you had something to actually say.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say I am slowly and steadily still on the mend.
Yes.
Not as quickly as I would like.
No.
Although to me, I know this may sound funny to some, but to me, I hit a milestone several days back. I was actually able to tie my own shoes. Even though that went slowly.
Hey, it happened. Slowly is better than not at all.
Yeah. Still wearing the back brace. Probably will continue to wear the back brace. I've been putting it on under the shirt. And tomorrow I have another chiropractic.
I think it's your last adjustment. She said she wanted to get you in for one more.
Right. And I think I'm going to back off on that for a little bit right now. And Friday morning at 6:45 a.m.,
of which I am still the driver for. I'm still driving 99.9% of the time.
She's still the driver. I will be having my MRI.
I know, and I've thought about that. We haven't set an appointment for anybody to tell you what the results of those
are. I am sure the good doctor will.
Hopefully.
They will probably call. Did get the initial results of my X-ray from my back, so kind of have a sort of idea of what's going on there. We'll once the MRI, it was actually scheduled for a week ago, but they had to cancel for whatever reason, and ended up rescheduling. So we'll find out there what's happening.
Yes, my job, I will, because it's a 45-minute procedure. I'm going to drop you off,
and you're going to come back with coffee for one.
Come back with coffee. Yeah. Very large coffees.
I mean, it has been a number of years since I've had an MRI, but one thing I do remember about that was they asked me what kind of music I wanted to listen to. They gave me a pair of headphones, put me in the tube. I was listening to music, and because I was not moving, I was staying still, I fell asleep.
So just the dichotomy between us, and also a mostly mentally well person versus somebody like me with high anxiety. You can do closed MRIs because, like you say, you just listen to some music, you fall asleep in them.
Yeah.
a few years ago when I had to have my first MRI, and they were like, do you need to be closed or open? And I was like, I've never had one, so I don't have a clue. Started with closed. I was being given the headphones. I was given a button to push. The very nice tech was getting me in, and he says, okay, look, if you start to feel claustrophobic or anxious or nervous or anything is off in any way, you hit this button, and I will absolutely hear it. I will come get you immediately. And I went, okay. And I'm laying in the thing because it was a neck MRI, and it like being in freaking space or something. I'm going down in the little chute, the little shuttle, and the bottom, the end of the MRI thing had barely covered my face, and I started to feel claustrophobic, and I started to hyperventilate, and I clearly panicked because that man was still standing there, and I hit the button 5 times and started screaming. And that was the moment they scheduled me for an open MRI. So yeah, if we need to like illustrate the difference between the two of us as human beings,
yeah.
You take a fucking nap in a closed MRI, and I was actually still a little claustrophobic in the open one.
Eva, yes, I fell asleep. And just to give you a little bit of context with that, back in my late teens, early 20s, one of the things I loved to do was go to bars, especially bars that had live music, had bands playing on the weekend. Where I grew up in upstate New York at that time, clubs were open till 4 in the morning. Yeah.
4 in the morning is when I'm unintentionally waking up.
So basically you leave the club, you go out for breakfast, and then you go home and go to sleep.
Or as you probably did in your 20s, go to work.
I did that a time or two, yes. Mm-hmm. In the clubs, I mean, a few times around 3-ish in the morning or so, at the front of the stage, sitting by the speakers while the band played, I would doze off.
By the speakers while the band played, huh? And you need hearing aids today. I know your hearing was lost for other reasons, but also what?
I know, yeah. Yeah.
I now apologize to anybody who had headphones in. Sorry, y'all. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So, yeah.
So yeah, MRI on Friday, very early morning. I'm not getting out of the car. I will be in PJs, but I sure as shit won't be wearing a fucking bra. I will not have combed my hair.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe a little bit. I will have brushed my teeth. And then I have to decide where I'm going to get the coffee from.
I know you well enough. You'll pull up to the office. You'll push me out the door, and
I will park and wait for you to walk in. Because if you fall in the parking lot, I will help you up. As long as you're not too hurt, I will also laugh. But if you're hurt, I won't laugh. I will remind you this was the best place to fall down. Was at the doctor's office. Just saying. Okay. Anyway, anything else you have for your part of the bonus section? I'm just going to complain that after weeks of work on the kinkery.com website, one update from fucking WordPress and the fucker went down for like 15 hours. And I was like, I just want people to be able to shop and buy weapons of mass destruction. Is that so hard? It's back up now. But did I lose all motivation for all the things I was going to do yesterday evening? Yes, the fuck I did. Because I went, what even matters anymore? Nothing. It's fine now. I don't feel bad for my, I didn't have a meltdown. I was pretty quiet about it, but I was very deflated. But I do, now I'm retrospect, I'm like, I probably could have kept working. I could have got stuff done. I knew it was going to come back up eventually. It's fine. Kinkery.com if you want kinky shit. I did manage to update my book-themed Etsy shop, which is not in any way kink related at all. It is a very vanilla shop. I got new products added to it. I'm very proud of that. If you care, you go on Etsy. If you search book dreams with an S on the end, shop, all one word. That's me. Yeah, I added tote bags, and they're fun. I like them. I'm very excited about them.
Silent would be willing to make your what exclamation into an alarm notification. Yeah, that would make a good text or messaging notification. What?
Oh God.
What?
I don't look. I understand I have one of those voices, but I don't. Just maybe not. No, maybe not.
Anywho.
So, yeah. It's mostly been work. Well, it was work until proud mom moment. Friday night is senior night at the last football game of the season because this school's not going to any playoffs or championships. No. That's not what they do. They were surprised and excited that they won their own homecoming game, and that is usually the gimme of the whole season, but they don't always win it. No. So the seniors on the football team, cheerleaders, and the band will be presented to everybody before they play the Star Spangled Banner, and I'm escorting the 17-year-old across the field, and nobody will remember that I was there except, of course, the purple hair. Nobody will even be able to see me clearly. Nobody will care what I look like. I'm just the mom. It's really about the kid, and I'm still over here going, oh my God, do I have anything to wear? Oh my God, is that a hair wash day? I'm gonna make it a hair wash day. Oh shit, do I have time I was gonna give myself a pedicure, and then because of some whatever's going on with me right now, I can't hardly get down there to do it. I'm like, do I have time and money to go get a pedicure, or will anybody be looking at my feet? Because yes, it'll be November, but if the weather is what I think it will be, I will be in my sparkly flip-flops because comfort over anything. I wear a sophisticated shoe. Promise you I'll fall in that football field. Wear a flip-flop, I can climb mountains, okay? It is not about me. It'll be literally the only football game that we will have gone to for this child's high school career. We will stay through halftime to get to watch him do his final halftime performance. The very next day, on Saturday, we turn around and we drive about an hour or so to go watch his last marching band competition of his high school life. And he's trying to go to a college where there will be a marching band, he's only applying to schools with music programs, but he's hoping to get into one that actually has a marching band because he enjoys marching band. And I made the statement to both the 13-year-old and JB while we were sitting at another band competition. Was it the one in the rain or was it the one before? I don't know. Either way, and I went, oh, well, if we'll have to go to at least one football game when he's in college so we can see him march. And both of their heads swiveled at me. I was like, well, it's not like there's going to be marching competitions to go to. You got to go see a game if you want to see him perform. And they were just staring at me like, bitch, are you crazy? Especially because I was like, his top choice college is University of Florida. And he wants to get in their music program. And I'm thinking, I haven't been to the swamp in decades. And and I happened to mention that. And I got stared down, evil death glare from the 13-year-old and JB.
I'm not a big sports ball fan.
Me neither. I don't want to go watch the sport ball. I don't know what's happening out there, even though I could explain what a first down is better than anybody else in this house. Not as well as somebody who actually watches football. Let's not American football. Let's not be crazy or silly, but I can explain first downs better than anybody else in this household, including the child that's been in marching band for the past 4 years. But I don't go to any sport ball event ever for the ball or the sport. I go for the marching band or the pep band or whatever band will be playing whatever decent music. That's what I go for. And I feel like if the child especially if he gets into his first choice college, but any college, and he gets to be in their marching band, we should probably go see him perform at least once.
Yeah.
And enjoy concession stand snacks, which are notoriously awful for you and very expensive, but it's a treat. Just saying.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get to be the proud mom this weekend. And then Sunday, the 17-year-old has another performance.
Oh, that's right. This is the trifecta weekend.
Yeah, this is the weekend where it's all music all weekend. That's an evening performance on Sunday. So we were supposed to do a Patreon thing on Saturday. We had to move it to Sunday. And I think you and I are going to have to decide if we're going to try and go to the 13-year-olds band performance on Friday, November 11th. That's up at the library, the park, the Veterans Memorial Park. Lots of band things. There will also be parades that they'll be marching in. And then the winter concerts. But after this weekend, the marching is over. And I won't get to enjoy the marching in this way for more than a year because the 13-year-old is in 8th grade next year, and the only marching he'll do will be for a couple of parades. And so I'll have to wait till he goes into 9th grade, assuming he still even wants to be in band. And then we start the 4-year process over again. Proud band mom, former band geek. Still very much a band geek. Refused to be an actual band mom though. I'm not getting into the trenches with them. I'm not putting on buttons on uniforms. I'm not hemming up shit. I'm not like doing the 6 inches apart rule for whatever. Like I'm not. And my children don't want me to. Thank God. So, yeah. But that's us.
Yeah.
And what nobody else can see, and I'm going to share this. I'm going to try and paint a picture with my words.
Oh, gosh.
I used to be a word person, and I don't know what I am now. Every time I turn my head to look at JB, he is on my left side of my field of vision, and immediately straight ahead, I have to shift my eyes to the left to look at JB, is the bottom end of the glorious giant crocheted purple penis we received from listeners/watchers of the podcast. Y'all know who you are. Thank you so much. Is fucking amazing. But what I see is not just the giant penis. I see the bottom of the shaft and the bottom of the balls. And it's like the penis is bent over waiting for something. And for the past hour and a half that we've been recording anything, every time I look at JB, that is what I see in my middle distance vision.
Well, after that description, we'll be lucky if
giant
it's just,
testicles too.
It's be lucky if it's just demonetized. We might get a
I know. So I just would like to share that with everybody. This has
been a sharing episode.
I'm going to go in and modify on YouTube and call it the TMI episode.
Yeah.
I think we should have more TMI episodes. I don't know, but maybe not all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have another TMI episode when the Wednesday live stream before Thanksgiving and Black Friday, our annual tradition is to talk about our favorite toys from the year. We have not played with a lot of toys, but we have played with enough that we have some things to say. And so that will also be TMI.
True. True.
Because did you receive a few what appear from the outside to be gigantic canisters with which to stick your junk in? Yes, you did. So, Okay. Yeah. I think that's it. I think that's plenty.
Yeah,
I think that's more than enough.
Yeah.
It's more than enough. Thank y'all for listening to all of it, certainly to the bitter end.
Right.
If you're like, wait, a crocheted purple penis, I posted it on that handle I hate on Instagram. And with the picture I posted, there's also a picture of JB holding it on his lap as if he is Santa Claus. And the giant purple penis is asking for what it would like for the holidays. We have had conversations about potentially naming. I mean, this thing is as small as a toddler. Naming the penis. If we get enough suggestions that like appeal to us, we may do a poll at our November Friday night live stream. I don't know what Friday that's going to be because this is a hellacious month, but we will do one this month, and we may do a poll and name what is essentially the new mascot of the Loving BDSM channel and podcast. So. Yes.
All right. So,
So
are
I
we,
guess now we can be done, because did I still find more to say?
Yeah, you
for
did.
another 5 minutes?
You did.
Of course I
You
did.
Of course you did.
Yeah, I've had a few people over the years, they'd get to a part where they're listening on the podcast and they'd hear me start to close down and go, okay, I'm done. And then see that there's like 8 more minutes left. And
then she winds
and
down.
then they laugh.
And then she ramps up and winds down.
I'm nothing if not consistent, okay? Okay. It's only a surprise to new people. They adjust quickly, or they run for the hills. But either way. Okay, we're going to go. I love you. Okay, bye.
Yeah. Time to go.
I've got to hit the right button. I don't know what the right button is. Okay, go ahead.